Hey there everyone. I recently did a video over on the Duff and Dale YouTube channel recently, and it was about my 10 favorite prepping websites. And as I was putting that video together, and once I put it out, I was starting to think about other websites that I may have could have included in that list. So what I want to do here is talk about those. I've got 6 more that I wanted to put on that list. I'll leave a link also over to the Duff and Dale show, the website or the YouTube channel over there, and the website, where you can check out that list, that first list where we've got Prepper website, Organic Prepper, all of that stuff. A lot of really good websites over there, and kind of a little bit explainer on how to use Prepper website, which is, like I said in that video, these aren't in any certain order, but Prepper website really is that first one I go to because it's just so useful. But anyway, let's get into, I've got 6 more that I wanted to go over here. And again, not in any certain order. This isn't like my 11th through 16th or anything. This is just 6 more websites that when I'm doing research or I'm looking for preparedness information, these are the trusted websites that I go to. I know about the authors of the websites. I know their content is going to be quality content, and I know they update their websites quite often. So with that, the first one I've got here is OffGridSurvival. And this is one that I've been going to, I don't know, years and years. They don't just do your typical prepping stuff. Sometimes they do, but a lot of times it's kind of different perspectives on stuff that we read about all the time. Granted, the masks and stuff like that, like this article here, that's a pretty debated topic, but there's just a whole lot of other things as well. Homeschooling, ham radio, I mean, you name it, a lot of the things on this website, you just never know what you're going to find. That's why I like coming here, because it's that different information. I'm not going to get those 10 items you should have in your bug out bag. Those have their place, but when I'm looking for something, I don't go here looking for something like that. So this is what has been one of my favorite websites for a while. Now, another one, kind of got a theme here, the SHTF stuff, but PreparingForSHTF. This is another website that's got a lot of different types of information, but it is that cool type of information that you can use, what you need to know about cornbread. They've got stuff that you wouldn't really think about that isn't, just that typical stuff you're going to find on these mainstream typical prepping websites. Some of it is, some of it's not. It really depends on what you're looking for. But they've got a bunch of different things on here. They've got survival reviews, free books, all sorts of different stuff. Tricks how to sharpen your knife. Some of these you'll agree with, some of them you won't, but you won't know until you read them all. But anyway, I really do like this website as well, Preparing for SHTF. Now, keeping with the SHTF theme, SHTF Preparedness. Again, one of those websites that I've been going to for as long as I can remember. They've got a great list up here, how to start for beginning preppers. They've got survival, they've got food, they've got prepper tools, EDCs, knives, flashlights, gardening, bug out bag checklist. Every prepper website's got to have a bug out bag checklist. Mine has a few of them, actually. Some coronavirus info, when to bug out. So a lot of really good information here, even some survival gear reviews. There's always a lot of good information here. And again, it's one of those where you just don't know what they're going to have, so it's good to check back every once in a while and see what they have. Different gear reviews as well. Always like to look at reviews before I go out and buy something, and you can get a good idea on Amazon what people are saying, but if you want the ideas or the thoughts of the preparedness community, it's a good idea to go to some of these websites and see what they're saying about certain things. The next one here is kind of an all-around website as well. This is SkilledSurvival. What I like about this website is they they do very well at writing their articles, meaning they're detailed. They give you the information that you want. It's not just a, hey, you need to have some, some food in your storage, or, just the basic information. They go through that stuff, but they also kind of go a little bit more in depth and answer questions that you might have about different things, different survival gear, different survival skills. They'll answer those questions. They kind of intuitively try to figure out what you may ask and try to answer it for you in that article. And they do a very good job of writing their articles. So Skilled Survival is one of those I really like a lot. It's one of those that just kind of pops into my head, and end up going there and seeing what's going on over at Skilled Survival. So that's the fourth one on my list. The fifth one on my list is one that you may not have heard about. I heard about this. I found this from Prepper website. But Preparedness Advice is another good one. They write really good articles, and it's not your typical, they do have the typical stuff. All Prepper websites have the typical stuff, but they write different articles on stuff that you don't really think about until you actually read it, or you're looking at it and you're like, hey, that could be interesting. That's a bit of information that I need to know. The information on the shelf life of Crisco. I don't know. Never really thought about it, but it's interesting enough. I'm going to read it to find out, what is the shelf life. The 5-gallon bucket food capacity, stuff like that. So just a lot of interesting articles that aren't your basic articles, but can give you, that information to store in your head about different things, and maybe even put in a preparedness binder or a resources, if you've got a flash drive you use for resources, stuff like that. This is one of those cool websites to come to get that information that you want to store. A lot of cool stuff: solar power, bugging out, food storage, recipes. So anyway, Preparedness Advice, another good website. And then finally here, I've got the ModernSurvivalBlog. This is a good website as well, and they've got a lot of different prepping subjects. This one focuses a lot on, not focuses, but does stuff with different political stuff, does stuff with guns, does stuff on the cerebral side of preppings. Another lockdown, how's that going to go? The trucker strike, all of this different stuff. They update their stuff quite often, which is really cool. And they do have, their articles aren't just the basic articles like, hey, we're going to have a trucker strike, it's going to suck. They're really good articles. So another one, the ModernSurvivalBlog. So OffGridSurvival, the first one that I have on my list here. Preparing for SHTF, another good website. SHTFPreparedness, one of my longtime favorites. SkilledSurvival, another one, well-written articles and good reviews. PreparednessAdvice, just another one of those good prepping websites where you might find some information that you didn't know you needed to know, but it's good to know. And then finally, the ModernSurvivalBlog, where they have a lot of different information on a lot of different things. So that's it for this list. Like I said, over at the Duff and Dale YouTube channel, I've got 10 more that I went through. Those are my 10 go-to. But as I was doing that, I thought about these ones as well. If you have any that you go to quite often, even if it's YouTube channels, podcasts, stuff like that. I didn't go through YouTube channels. There's probably 100 really good YouTube channels or podcasts. There's a few good podcasts too. Maybe I'll do that in a later video. But if you have any ideas or thoughts on any of these, leave them in the comments below. Let me know, let everybody else know. And then that way they can get that preparedness information and find the stuff that's really good. Even forums and stuff like that where you can get good information. These days with social media, you just never know what you're going to see and what you're not going to see. All these people are probably posting all that stuff on Facebook, but you're probably not seeing it because Facebook has decided that you don't really care to see it. So anyway, I'm not going to go down that rant or down that rabbit hole, but yeah, if you have any ideas, comments, questions, just leave them below. Make sure head over to Duff and Dale. I'll leave that link below, our YouTube channel over there. Make sure and subscribe and check out that video with the other prepping websites. But until next time, take care and prepare, everyone. We'll talk to y'all later.